Okay, y'all know the drill. I don't fuck with long introductions. So Act 3 starts with us going to the Jade Chamber, but the directions given by the game are crazy vague. This is how she gets up here? Really? How does she get up there? Wait, what? She climb? How does Ningguang get up there? Does she climb? Does she have to climb every time she wants to go home? I'm super doubtful of the way up to the top of Mount Tianheng, as I refuse to believe that Miss Capital Owner climbs home every night. I also reveal my femcel nature by quoting Twilight. I guess Ningguang's a little spider monkey. Anyway, while climbing, I fall into a little hole below Mount Tianheng, and I decide to get the Geoculus there. But then the game teleports me to the cutscene, so life hack for anyone who hasn't done this quest. Don't waste your time climbing, guys. Just go get this Geoculus. We look around for a way up and find a clover windmill. However, one of the dialogue options assumes that this clover is a trap, which feels like foreshadowing and stresses me out. I miss the animo rings, and I'm about to fall like a stupid dumbass, but it's all good, because once again, I'm saved by cutscene teleportation. Anyway, this clover thing is obviously a dud. Then Paimon wants to shoot me up to the Jade Chamber in the Guizhong Ballista. This makes me suspect whether she's our friend after all, because she wasn't joking when she said this. We do genuinely go to the Guizhong Ballista though, to look for a way up to the Jade Chamber. My son. He is gay.
Who are you talking to right now?
This is so stupid. Why can't we just go ask Ningguang's attendants in Liwei or anyone else in Liwei? Why are we in the wilderness? We're met by 3 guards at the ballista, and now Paimon's infected with the Qixing conspiracy virus too. She thinks that Ningguang set this up for us to be caught, but she literally did not invite us to the ballista. We randomly literally just decided to come here. She literally physically could not have possibly planned for this. Then Paimon escalates the situation like crazy to the point where I again have to fight innocent soldiers. Midway through the fight though, Miss Kutching appears and we explain to her that we need to go to the Jade Chamber. Paimon also causes a big misunderstanding and I tell her to stop being so stupid. She then keeps being stupid and is about to say that we fixed the ballista all because she wants clout even though Zhongli did all the work, and telling this to Kutching will literally expose Zhongli. Anyway, then she asks Kutching why Ningguang wants to see us, and she says that her plan is likely to make sure that the great honorary knight of Mondstadt doesn't fully side with the Adepti. I gotta give it to Ningguang, she's so smart. I wish she was a 5-star and her elemental skill didn't suck. Anyway, then Kutching starts hating on the Adepti, which I agree with. Brother, everyone other than Madame Ping sucked ass. They for real were crazy stuck up. Kutching then tells us how to get to the chamber, which like I suspected is by talking to Ningguang's attendants in Liwei. Following Liwei traditions, we decide to get a little gift for Ningguang, and Paimon thinks that the best gift would be a dish of sugar-frosted slimes. While looking for sweet flowers to make our dish, we see a man locked up in a cage by treasure hoarders and rescue him. So apparently the man we rescued owns Mingxing jewelry and offers to give us something for free, and Paimon asks for a fancy box to put the slimes in. Thank fuck we don't have to make that slime food.
Do you have a box that can store presents? We'd like a pretty one. The kind that you can use.
We're still going with the slime? He just said jewelry. Are you fucking dumb? I see got a coochie. I fear the slime's gonna suck. We kill the slimes, get a cool antique box, but we don't get the recipe for this dish or a chance to cook it. We use the code that Kutching gave us because dumbass Ganyu forgot to mention that there was one. She didn't even mention how to get there. Then the attendant gets sus of us, but this literally never comes up again ever. Ningguang gives us a Vogue house tour, then reveals she's the owner of Wangshu Inn and tells me I've piqued her interest, which makes my heart skip a beat. Anyway, she talks about the Archon War and how Guyan Stoneforest was made by Rexy fighting Osayo. Subtle foreshadowing. Miss Nini tells me to make myself at home, so I take off my shoes, sit hunchback, and start farting. She then tells me to pick between her and Kutching for some reason. I don't know, is this supposed to cater to the male Genshin player waifu harem fantasies? Both options force me to pick Kutching though. Why did you give me a choice then? Anyway, Ningguang's lovely because she understands the importance of not being power hungry, which is like the bare minimum, but that's okay because I support women's rights and wrongs. Paimon starts being too greedy and starts asking for gifts. She's fucking up my cool mysterious riz I'm trying to display. Since Paimon begs to take something from her wall, we take a look at it and find a sigil faking station circled on the map. So we decide to check it out. Then we realized that child gave us a fake sigil, but like, what did we expect? Did we think that he went and asked the Adepti for permission or something? Then we meet Zhongli at Diluwa Marsh like we promised, but I literally forgot what we promised. Anyway, we talk about Kutching and Ningguang, and Zhongli says that Ningguang would never give up the Jade Chamber, but he's about to be mistaken real hard. He tells us to collect glaze lilies specifically from Dilua Marsh, as they must be wild, and also we must sing to them to ensure the maximum fragrance. He's so picky and spoiled. This isn't even his real funeral.
So how good is your singing? Really? Why doesn't Paimon believe you?
We'll only know when she starts singing.
Paimon's my biggest hater. Anyway, the lilies don't like my song as they morph into monsters. We can't use these flowers for the funeral because I don't know. But then incompetent Ganyu makes an entrance. She dumps some Archon War lore on us, and I call her an old forgetful hag. Before leaving, she gives us glaze lilies that she sang to, and we go back to Liyue to mourn Rexy, who's been standing next to us this whole time. But you guys will never believe what happens next. The Fartui are waiting at the Liyue gate. There's trouble in the air and we can smell it. We learned that the Adepti in Qixing are having a meeting at the Jade Chamber, and we're at the brink of civil war.
It looks like things are about to boil over in Liyue Harbor.
We can't just stand by and watch. Zhongli fucks off to go help the situation in Wangshan, and don't ask me what the situation is because I don't know. If there's one takeaway from my videos, it should be that I am not a reliable narrator. We go to find Child because, I don't know, we deduced from somewhere that he knows the Exuvias in the Gold House. Maybe it was from those loud-ass monologues that he was doing in the last act. Paimon's about to steal Mora until I remind her that this is literally a bank and there's definitely some hidden security measure. We then see the Millilith snoring on the job, so we go to check on the Exuvia. Child calls me Dross, and I drop this cringe-out line. Looks like I was just in time then. Paimon's surprised that he's been after the Gnosis this whole time, but like, we already know that's the Fatui's goal. Did she just like forget everything that happened in Mondstadt? Child says this line, which makes me wish I was the Saritsa all along. He also says his TikTok lines again.
Oh, so you intend to fight me? Good. I won't kill you, Traveler. I'll just play along to feel the thrill of battle.
He also keeps laughing during this whole monologue, which kind of brings his aura down, like a lot. However, what's about to happen now is going to bring his aura down way more than his laugh ever could. Can I start? Okay. Holy shit. Yeah. He goes elbow deep in a dead dragon carcass and realizes that the Gnosis is missing. And now he mad because he thinks I did this. As if, why the hell would I go elbow deep in a dead carcass? That's fucking disgusting. I try to tell him this, but he doesn't listen and instead breaks the floor and gives me a concussion. It's okay though, because my navia is a bajillion times stronger. After this fight, bro finally starts using his brain and accepts that I don't have the Gnosis. And we become friends now? I mean, I'll take it. This is one step closer to betrothed. Bro gambles on the very likely possibility of Rexy being alive and decides to summon Asael to either lure Rexy out or kill everyone in Liyue. He also compares the potential of killing a whole city to children eating their vegetables. But guys, it's okay. He's a little remorseful about it. He also says that there's no way Rexy will just watch Liyue be attacked, but I have some bad news for him because he absolutely will. When Child whips out his sigils to summon Asael, all I can imagine is him sitting down with far-sighted monocles, locked in, trying to duplicate the writing on the sigils, and I find that really funny, so I drew a little picture of it. Anyway, then Child turns into water and skedaddles away. We go out and the Jade Chamber starts floating towards Asael, and I find it really funny for some reason. And now, somehow, we're on the top of the Jade Chamber with literally no explanation. The attendants weren't in Liyue to get us on the elevator. We just like summoned on top of the Jade Chamber randomly. Paimon then starts being stupid as usual. It's standing right there. Until Xiao comes out, and he's just as surprised as me at the fact that I'm on top of the Jade Chamber. Also, I see Mooncarver and I turn British for a second. Mooncarver! Kaching them reveals that the Millilith are scared of the massive god. Well, duh, I'd shit my pants. Miss Cloud Retainer starts explaining to us that Ningguang built the Guizhong Ballista on the Jade Chamber, which just further proves to me that Paimon was stupid as fuck for finding that shit super impressive in the last episode, and that it is definitely possible for humans to make it, which I never doubted, but Paimon did for some reason. This corny ass, forget our differences, let's fight together plot that has been overdone somehow gets to me, and I'm very embarrassed about what's about to happen next. Why am I about to cry? What the fuck? It's the Adepti and the Qixing together. I'm so emotional. Guys, I'm actually about to cry. I'm being so frivolous right now. Anyway, the Guizhong Ballista is attacking Asael, but during the fight, the Fatui start coming out of portals to sabotage the Ballista to make sure that Rexy can't just sit and watch. The fight's really boring though because Navia's insanely OP and I keep one-shotting them. My duty. He pooped his pants. Then, the stupid game starts nerfing me so that the Adepti can let me borrow their powers so they look useful during this battle. However, this cheap trick also gets to me. Wait, guys, why am I about to cry? Guys, I'm unironically about to cry. Guys, I'm actually about to cry. This made me like so emotional. Why am I about to cry?
This will hurt a little. Please bear with us.
Now we may commit ourselves fully.
I'm actually gonna cry. Osial shoots a massive ray at us, breaking the platform and the ballista. The Adepti start saving the Millilith, which also makes me tear up. Guys, I'm actually gonna cry.
Be careful now.
And the final nail in the coffin is Ningguang sacrificing the Jade Chamber.
Farewell, old friend. Goodbye for now. Let us meet again in the future.
You can't really hear me cry because of the loud-ass battle music, but take my word for it, guys, I did cry. But now that I'm thinking about it, this should be like the bare minimum for leaders to make sacrifices for their country. Shit-ass presidents have just been lowering the bar way too much. That was so sad. Hold on, guys, I got tears in my eyes. Don't make me fight no one. Oh my god.
Vortex can make any waves again.
We are indebted to you.
The Adeptices are still mean as fuck to Ningguang though, even though she just sacrificed her Jade Chamber. Madame Ping, also known as the only sane Adeptice, defends Ningguang and acts as a peacemaker, and her words just make me feel worse. I feel so bad for her.
Defense of Liyue means much to her.
Ningguang stands her ground against the conservative, old-minded Adepti, saying that the Qixing are just as capable as the Adeptice. However, the Adeptice won't budge.
Qixing leaves many things of value to.
But then, a Millilith soldier comes and expresses his readiness to die in battle. And then, a kid comes and says,
Why does everyone look so down? Didn't we just beat that big monster?
who the fuck is this girl? For real, where did this kid come from? Anyway, Xiao refuses to participate in the lantern rite for some reason, and this breaks the rando kid's heart.
We wouldn't be able to participate.
Huh?
Because we are Adepti.
Oh, okay.
I take a little break to cry and then spit out the realest thing I've ever heard. They listen to what the people said and they're trying to understand things from their perspective. Why do they do that? Why do they do that? Why do they give us two options of one sentence just split into two? I don't get it. Thankfully, now that the two random citizens came and talked, the Adepti can accept that their time is past. Anyway, we go to see Zhongli at Wangshan, but he's not there. He's at the Northland Bank.
Do you think he doesn't know about
What do you mean he doesn't know about the attack on Liyue? There was a fucking sea creature. Of course he knows. We go there and are jump scared by Senora. She pretends to not know the name of Mondstadt, calling it the City of Guards, as if she wasn't born there. Miss Lady, you aren't fooling anyone. I know for a fact that you're hurt about the people of Mondstadt exiling you. Anyway, Child for real meant it when he called his friends back at the Golden House, because the second we walk into the bank, he just chats us up like old friends. Senora tells him to shut the fuck up though, so she can get Rexy's gnosis. Zhongli then tells a little story about how he heard someone say, "You finish your duties, you can rest for the day," to his worker, and this made him realize that he needed to retire, like it was a sign. Zhongli, you would have loved tarot TikToks that come up on your For You page saying, "Don't scroll, this message is meant for you." Anyway, they don't tell us the full agreement between the Saritsa and Zhongli, but one part of it was to use Child as a ploy to summon Osial so that he can see whether Liyue can defend itself before giving away his gnosis. Child is rightfully upset that he was played.
Hey, what about me? Doesn't anyone feel the least bit of remorse for deceiving me? You've practically kept me in the dark.
I choose the dialogue option to rub his short fuse in his face because it's funny. You've really embarrassed yourself this time. But bro's already aware of how much aura he lost.
Come, child.
Fine. I'll meet you there later. I'm not sharing a boat with the likes of you.
We still end up going to the funeral like all citizens of Liyue, but like a second ago, a massive sea god attacked the city. Wouldn't it make sense to just reschedule the funeral? We eavesdrop on the citizens and they believe that Child killed Rexy. But the Millilith makes an announcement that Rexy wasn't murdered and that gossiping's illegal. I love it when the government silences people. Then Ningguang gives a motivating speech and Keqing comes up to me and says that she wants to repay me. I personally would ask for primogems, but Lumine's way too humble and just asks for help hanging missing person signs. Before the quest ends, we talk to NPCs who helped us along the way. Yinger's happy that the perfumes were for Rexy, as now she has no rivals in love. Shito decides to capitalize on Rexy's death. And Madame Ping just thinks out loud like a grandma. Lastly, we talk to Zhongli, who's just a chill guy now. He gives a little introduction to Inazuma lore, but that storyline was so rushed, I hated it. So I just zone out at this part. Anyway, that's the end of this Archon quest. See you guys next Friday with whatever quest I decide to edit next. And feel free to drop some suggestions in the comments. However, just a heads up, I refuse to do the Inazuma Archon quest again, so there will never ever be a video on that. Thank you, bye!